What is up, J Squad? And I'm back. And I got my predictions completely wrong because in that prediction video, I think my paper's still right here. Yeah, I thought the Pacers played against the Wizards and the Celtics played against the Hornets. As you can see here, I have it written down here. That's what I thought it said, but that wasn't even the matchups. So yeah. Basically, that playing video was kind of messed up because I thought that the Pacers played against the Wizards and the Hornets played against the Celtics. But that's not what happened. So I guess I'll just give you guys my reaction to it. And that I watched the entire Pacers Hornets game, and I can tell you every single reason why the Hornets lost. Number one, at the start of the game, they were not playing LaMelo. I don't get that. Like, we've seen LaMelo's leadership in the season, and I know he got injured. I know you didn't get to see him play for a little while. Like, I get that, but you guys should still know that he's your leader. He's your point guard. He's your playmaker. Like, you guys should. They should have played him more. Honestly, they should have just straight up played him more. So I don't know what to say there. The second reason why the Hornets lost was even though Sabonis was struggling to score, he was 1 for 8 at a point at the start of the game. They were letting him grab every single rebound and get every single assist. Like, if a guy's struggling, like I know Sabonis is still a superstar and whatever, but after you see him going 1 for 5 or 1 for 6, already has some turnovers and stuff. After you see him struggling, there's no reason to send doubles at him. I saw them sending doubles at him while he was struggling. Instead, they should have been watching Sabonis, yes. Obviously, they don't want to let him get on fire, but after Sabonis is struggling, you want to guard the other guys. Like, every single time that they doubled Sabonis, he gave it to Doug McDermott and they scored. Every single time they doubled him. Or they gave it to O'Shea Brissett and he scored. Or he gave it out to Malcolm Brogdon and they scored. Like, they have a lot of shooters, and that's how they usually run their game. They get the ball into the key and they bring it back out. And then they try to make a play. They try to make a play in the key, and if that doesn't work, then they go to the perimeter, where they're so good at. And I just want to say props to Indiana, first of all. Because Charlotte's a great team. They're like the 5 seed at a point. No, they're like the 4 seed at a point. And Indiana blew them out completely. So, yeah. Many props to them. Yeah. So, another reason why they lost is Malik Monk and Terry Rozier were just shooting. Like, they were just shooting. Like, I get they were scoring sometimes, but they were just... Terry only had 16 points. Like, you get it? Like, it's not like they were shooting and getting buckets. They were just shooting. I feel like they got up too many shots. Like, how Indiana plays is they take it slow. They, get the ball up court, try to look for that bucket in the key. If that doesn't work, then there's probably going to be a shooter open somewhere. But no, for Charlotte, it's go to the 3-point line. If you can't shoot, then just pass to someone else. And if they can't shoot, pass. Like, that's how it is for Charlotte. They try to go way too fast-paced. They tried to go way too fast-paced in that game. It worked in the season, but in that game, Indiana had not the best defense as well. But think about it. Like, Charlotte was getting buckets, but they weren't getting stops. And that's why people say defense over offense. Like, amazing offense is always better than amazing defense. We get that. But just straight up, no. No. I don't really agree with that. Because if someone plays amazing defense, yes, there is still a chance someone scores on amazing defense. That always happens. But amazing defense means getting a stop. Just straight up a stop. And Charlotte couldn't get any stops. Like, what they were doing was, Miles Bridges had 3 blocks, I'm pretty sure. With all those blocks, he would block it, and it would either go back to Indiana or it would go out of bounds. That's the only thing that was going on. The whole game. Every time they were playing defense, every time they had a good possession, it would either be an offensive rebound, go out of bounds, and it's Indiana ball, or sometimes, like 1 out of 5 times, they would just get the ball off of getting a stop. Maybe 1 in 10 times. Like, I don't want to discredit Charlotte, but how they played in that game was not smart. It was just not smart. So yeah, that game was that was like a pain to watch because I really thought Charlotte would beat them. Honestly, I had Charlotte winning. I said Charlotte would win by like 5 points. Like it would be close because they're both such great teams. As I say it again, but yeah. Now on to the Washington versus Boston game. Washington disappointed me, man. Washington actually disappointed me. Like, okay, so for Russ, first off, it's not like, obviously, it's Russ. When he can't get one thing done, he'll get another thing. And when he can't get 2 things done, he'll get the third thing. That's why he gets so many triple-doubles. Because even when he scores like 10 points, if he's struggling to kind of score, only get 10, he'll get you those rebounds, and that's what he was doing. I think he had like 8 points by halftime, but he had 13 rebounds and 5 assists. So he was playing all around, but it's just, we're used to Russ getting at least like a 20 game, every single game. We're used to him getting at least like 20 points. But when he can do that, he usually gets his, patent triple-double. He didn't even get the triple-double this game after struggling, which is very surprising because that's what we see out of Russ. When he can't get a bucket, he'll do anything else. And for Bradley Beal played great. But Russ and Beal combined had less than Jason Tatum. That's the main reason why I thought Washington would win. I thought Washington would win because Russ and Beal will both have amazing games because they're fighting for getting into the playoffs. They'll both have amazing games. And then, what's it called? Boston wouldn't be able to fight that because they didn't have Jalen. Because for Washington, near the end of the season, at the start of the season, their only problem was Russ and Beal were carrying. They had no one else. Everyone else was really struggling. Like, Russ was kind of struggling as well, but when Russ got it together, everyone else had to take like 10 games to get it together. But towards the end of the season, that's what was happening. Like, it ended up being good. Because Russ and Beal were playing great. And even when they didn't, other players were getting buckets. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know how that didn't happen this game, especially since Boston didn't have Jalen. I don't know what happened. I actually don't know what happened. But, honestly, it's weird. Because here's what I thought. Here's exactly what I thought would happen. And, yeah, here's exactly what I thought would happen. I thought it would be Russ plays, at halftime, this is what I thought. Russ plays all-around basketball, and Beal goes off. He scores like 30. And Russ gets like, since he was struggling to score, he would get like 15, 10, and 10. So I thought it would be a Russ triple-double with a little bit less scoring because he was kind of struggling. And then Beal goes off because who's really guarding him on that Boston team? But how it was Beal had a decent game. The other guys played well, and Russ didn't get his triple-double. That's what it turned out being. But for Boston, Kemba was drawing fouls and then getting a bucket on offense. Who else was playing great? I forgot. But yeah, Jason Tatum had 50. 50. Shout out to him, bro. He's been an amazing scorer this season. 26 points per game. 26. But yeah, for Boston, it was just more of an all-around play. Oh yeah, another guy, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart was getting like 6 assists. I think he had more assists than Russ at halftime. So yeah, he was getting his assists. Robert Williams did like go down, but he was getting his boards. Tristan was going to the free throw line. He was getting fouled, It was an all-around play for Boston. It wasn't that for Washington. And that's why they lost. That's why they lost. But yeah. That was my reaction to the play. And yeah, man. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, this is my prediction for the Washington-Indiana game. I think Washington I feel like Washington gets a redemption game. I feel like Russ really goes off. I feel like he has like at least 15 points, at least 12 rebounds, and at least 10 assists. That's my prediction for his stat line. And then for Beal, I think Beal only has like 20 because Russ will go off. Trust me, Russ will go off. Or no, Beal will have like 30. Beal will have like 30 because Russ is dishing his dimes to Beal. So yeah, that's my prediction for the Washington-Indiana game. My prediction for the Spurs-Grizzlies and Lakers-Warriors games are the Lakers take home the win. But it's like comes down to the final possession. So Lakers win by like 4. Spurs Grizzlies, I think DeMar pulls the upset. I think DeMar pulls the upset because for DeMar, he doesn't have that much help on the Spurs right now. And for Memphis, they've been playing great all-around basketball this season. So I feel like DeMar is going to be an upset if the Spurs win. So I feel like DeMar is going to have like 35 and they take the dub. Ja's going to play well as well, though. Don't count Ja out. But yeah, that was it, your boy Jay, and peace.